Good morning, you guys. We have made it to our new house on Schofield Barracks, base housing. We've survived this process. We've literally been in here for maybe 24 hours, if that. Just finished the moving process. Still haven't gotten our household goods yet, but we've got some loaner furniture. Either way, this is not about the house. This is about these two crazy dogs. Can you see them? Mr. Max and Mr. Duke. You guys. That's right. And want to go over what it cost and what break that money down, right? Like, what did that money go towards? So that you guys have a reasonable idea of what you're facing in terms of getting your dogs here, right? Everyone says it's a stressful process, but I want to share with you guys why it's a stressful process. So one, I want to take you back a couple of weeks, because we were in the hotel for a full month. So a couple weeks, and we're going to start with shipping them out. We'll actually show you guys where we pick them up, and yeah, we'll sit down and break it down. It was a lot of money. I hope you guys are sitting down because you're going to need to.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
You guys are gonna be fine, huh? We're gonna be just fine, right? We've had our food, we've gotten lots of water. I brought their bowl to give them water right before I throw them into the crates. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. So I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to film during this process. I've only got two hands. The girls aren't gonna be able to help me much, and I've got two dogs that I need to handle and get in there. Plus, I don't know if they're gonna want me to video in there. But either way, we're doing Alaskan Airlines. They offered me a pretty good deal with the dogs who was also able to get there today. Because one of the other issues that we're facing is, depending on the temperature and the time and everything else like that, they may have to be boarded somewhere, and you have to pay for someone to pick them up, either Seattle, Austin, Texas, and pay for boarding. So that was one of the reasons that we were able to go with Alaskan, is they were able to make their connecting flight today, and so that saved us quite a bit of effort right there. Man, Google was trying to send us down a restricted access road to get here, and I'm like, no. Whew. All right. So the dogs, they're off. They are flying right now. We made it. I'm sorry I couldn't really video it. It was actually quite an intense process, especially for two dogs. So tip for you guys is that show up 4 hours before your flight, especially if you have two dogs, because if they're processing other people in front of you, like, it's gonna take a while. It took me a full hour, maybe an hour and a half, to process the two dogs, go through the check-in process, weigh them, like make sure the crates were good, everything. So I'm really happy that I arrived early. The lady who was helping us was amazing. She was so nice and so amazing that it really, really helped the process. Hawaii!
We are trying to take a video. This is the pilot ship.
Welcome to the military. There's a lot of people working out this morning. Why Haley's eating a donut right in front of them. All right, you guys, we checked out. Saying goodbye to the Haley Goa. Oh. Paperwork process went super smooth. They didn't need anything, just pretty much a signature. Now they told us that we can pull up and park right next to the main entrance, even though there's a red line, which is why I didn't go park up there. But now we can go park up there Once we park up there, then we're gonna go get our dogs. There's Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie! There they are! There they are! Alex, Haley, over here! Come here! There they are! Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie! Max and Dookie! You guys made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Alright, hold on, Haley. You made it! Max and Dookie made it! We've made it to the Wheeler Dog Park. It's Wheeler right there. You can still see the gate right there. And across the way is Schofield. So we're going to be staying at the Schofield Inn while we have the dogs for the next 5 weeks. That's what the ETA is for our house. And need to let the dogs just run. And they've been caged up for 5 days. But yeah, the cages, I know they don't look really nice, but the dogs are actually clean. And I thought they were going to be pretty nasty and disgusting, but actually they're probably going to be more disgusting after, like, being here. So, but yeah, they're let them play, crawling around, and they have not been out in a couple of days. So, here we go. All right, this is home sweet home, boys. The next few weeks. Okay. The room is actually pretty nice. Alright, you guys, so I've just been running the numbers. What did it cost to ship our dogs to Hawaii? So here we go. Ready for this? You better sit down. Like, take a seat. Because remember, this part, the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, Air Force, they're not going to reimburse you for this part. All right, so let's dive into it. All right, so first off, we started this process about 6 months ago. This has been a 6-month process. You probably could have crammed it into 3 if you were lucky and you already had some of these things. So first off, you're going to go to the website for Hawaii Department of Agriculture, the pet quarantine process, and there's going to be a checklist. Part of that checklist is making sure that your pet has a microchip and that it's functioning. The next step is the rabies vaccine part. They need 2 rabies vaccines, and they have to be signed in ink, not digital, not photocopied, in ink by an actual vet. That means that, and they need to be at least 30 days apart. So fortunately for Duke, one of my dogs, I had that and I was able to, got that. I just needed another vaccine for him and good to go. And I had to follow up with my vet because they wanted to do a digital signature and just print it out. The TWI was not going to accept that. It had to be an actual signature, and I made them sign it in blue ink, and I made them follow up with them. Do not let them skip this. Okay, so what did that cost? So you need 2 per dog. For me, that cost me, because I was part of the optimal wellness plan for part of it, but not the whole process. So that cost me $23 per dog the first round when I was on the optimal wellness plan, and it cost me $147 when I wasn't. That includes the office visit, the blood sample, or I don't know what. It includes the office visit, and it includes the rabies vaccine and certificate. So you times that, 2 for each dog, we're already well on our way. So we'll get to totals here in a second. All right, so then we got to the actual rabies antibody titer test. And you need to read the specific directions on that because it has to be to a specific lab and done in a specific way, and follow up and babysit your vet to make sure they do it correctly. I'm not joking about this. All right, so with the Optimum Wellness Plan discount, it cost us $380.
if we did not have the optimal wellness discount, it would have cost us $677. And again, that is per dog. That is not together. So again, for us, it was $380 per dog. Then we had to get their health certificate. So this is your like almost to the home run, right? Like we're getting down to the last couple days. You have to get this. Hawaii is within 14 days of arrival. Most airlines though are 10 days within flight. So that cost us, because we are no longer on the optimal wellness plan, and we were not close to a vet that a military vet, so bring out the money. So just the health certificate, and that includes the office visit. It included the flea and tick medication that you're required to get, and any of the samples that they needed. That cost us $214 per dog. Okay. Then the airlines shop around, call them, let them know you're PCSing, military. They'll walk you through. I had to show up with a copy of my command sponsorship orders moving to Hawaii with everyone's name on it, and my dependent ID card in order to get this discount. We went with Alaskan Airlines, and it cost me $226 per dog. Then the last thing, or not the last thing, almost there. So one of the other expenses is you're going to be sending a certified check via mail, certified mail, UPS. You're going to be shipping that to the quarantine station, Hawaii Department of Agriculture, and that was $244 per dog, and we ended up doing the 5-day process. Feel free to ask me questions about that, but there was reasons why we went with the 5-day process versus the direct release. It'll also describe to you like kind of why you may choose which one or the other. Again, that was per dog. Then we also had to buy the crates, right? Big thing. Read those guidelines. Make sure you are getting the right crate. Do not go based off weight. Go based off your dog's size. My dogs are pretty long and lean, so the first crate that I got with them was way too small because I made the mistake of buying based off of their weight class. So crates though, for the 2 dogs, well, for each one was $118, and I got that off of Shop My Exchange, so the exchange program. Alrighty guys, so what did it cost grand total to get to this point, the actual move into your own house? All right, so we're going to add up the vet bills, Hawaii fees, the cost of the hotel for the dogs, the flight, and for John and I, the Banfield fees that got us the discount. So this is with technically the discount. All right, so grand total for 24 days in a hotel, $4,689. That is what John and I spent to get our dogs to Hawaii. That's with our discount. If you didn't have, I guess, the Banfield discount, it would have been $5,239. And this number, keep in mind, this number is going to fluctuate depending on how big your dogs are, any special needs. If they're a short-nosed breed, you may find yourself hiring a third-party company that specializes in helping mostly military members shipping their dogs overseas. You may have to fly them into a different state, hire someone to go pick them up. All of these things. I've heard of people like John and I only spent $225 per dog for the flight. It can easily be a $4,000 flight if you have a dog that requires you to hire a third-party company. So take that number and add a couple $1,000 to our grand total, and it can go up from there. And again, that is for 2 dogs, right? So if you were to divide that in half, you'd be looking at close to $2,500 per dog. But again, if you have to hire a third-party company and fly, hiring someone to ship your dog out, special crate, special flight, special someone to take care of them, pick them up, board them, whatever that may be, it is going to cost more. All right, you guys, so last couple of thoughts on the dog process. One, when you get to the animal quarantine station, it looks really sad. It's kind of depressing. It looks like the facility was built decades ago, probably in the 1950s. I don't actually know. But the people there were very nice, and my dogs were really well kept, and they were clean. They were actually very clean. And their kennels, their cages were actually very clean, and they allow you to walk back and get your dogs. But yeah, overall, you guys, like, it was very stressful. It's probably one of the most stressful things about this whole move. It cost a lot of money that I'm hoping the tax man reimburses me for next year, but that's a debt that I'm looking at carrying for the next few months, right? Like, that's not something the Army is going to reimburse me. And yeah, like, I know people that aren't able to travel because it's too cold when they're PCSing, or too hot where they're PCSing, or, you know, they didn't start the process soon enough. The titer test, you know, originally they were like, oh, you know, 30 days, more like 3 months. Like, I guess it depends. I think COVID was slowing it down. I guess that's what they were saying. Who knows? But start early. Start as soon as you get your soft orders. Do not wait for your hard orders to start the dog process, or you're gonna be screwed. And read the checklist. Read it 20 times. Follow up with the vet. Make sure, like, bring the checklist with you. Make them read what they're supposed to be doing and follow up and make sure they actually do it. Because they will potentially miss this. It's not something that they necessarily do every day, unless you're taking your dogs to probably a military vet who does this regularly. You're gonna need to babysit them and follow up and make sure that they do this correctly. But otherwise, my dogs made it. They're happy, they're tired. They're tired, definitely tired, they're exhausted. Are you a fuzzy butts? Go play, go play. Where's your toy? Dickie, where's your toy?